Yeah, so you like to have like 3 books for what's good. Uh,
Oh wow.
only got one. Only got one, and
What?
only got one because I've been catching up on other stuff. You know, I've
Okay.
caught up on Absolute Batman last week. I'm trying to catch up on some other things this week. And one of those things that I caught up with, I was way behind on, and I'm so glad I caught up with it because it's coming to an end, as we talked about earlier before, is the Power Fantasy.
Yeah.
Power Fantasy by Kieron
That cover,
Gillen.
man.
Oh, people just like going apeshit over the
Heat. That's heat on that cover right there. From left to right. That is heat.
Yeah, yeah. And I say Kieron Gillen is the writer. Caspar Wijngaard is the artist. Has been consistent throughout the entire 15 book run so far. Excellent, excellent book, man. This is a story of superheroes as world powers. There are 7 individuals who have the power to end existence as we know it. They have nuclear, basically capabilities, and they exist in the world that we live in today. One of them is a guy named Etienne Lux. I think that's the way you pronounce it. Etienne is the property I was mispronouncing before. I think Etienne Lux is this brother who was born in like 1945 or something like that. Because a lot of they jump around in the timeline like kind of like crazy. So it can be a little confusing, a little bit. Okay. Hey, what's up, Mike Bradley? Happy New Year to you, my friend.
Hey, Happy New Year.
So sometimes they can lose you if they jump around a whole lot, but just try to stay with them. Try to stay with them because basically you're just saying like, no, this happened in the past and this is happening now. And I think they haven't jumped any farther in the future past 1999. So most of their present is 1999, where all this shit is going on. There's one in Etienne Lux, he's a what do you call it, an omnipath, not like it's just a telepath, but he's just like he can communicate with every human, not just every human. He's extending that to even actual beings that aren't human, but he can telepathically reach every human on Earth if he focuses on them, and he can make them succumb to his will. But the good thing about Etienne is that the good thing and the bad thing is this is what the other members of the group hate, is that he believes that he knows better. He believes that, and you can't really argue with him in the most case because he considers everything, every option. Like, would that be ethical? I could do this. Would that be ethical? So he's like this benevolent, almost godlike character that uses his telepathy for good, what he deems to be good. But you're never going to please everybody. And then you got the egos of like 6 other superhuman beings who was like, who the fuck is this motherfucker? Who do you think you are to determine whether you're doing the best for me? You got the power to blow up a planet. Because he can control. He's not super powered as far as like being strong and can fly and all that stuff. He has to take a plane, because he can't fly, and he has to see if he's on the wanted list, he has to use his powers to cloud the minds of the clerk and the guards at the airport to like the Jedi mind trick. Let me in. So here you go. It's just a cool power to have. Not even thinking about it. You can just do this shit. Just like something you just think about how awesome it would be to have that kind of a skill. I mean, how many people in this corrupt society today could use that?
But
the world.
You say can use, have used.
People who have
have used it already, with no power, they able to do it.
Some people should have 0 power. Some people shouldn't even be crew chief at McDonald's. Any little bit of power, any tiny bit of power, and they're ruined. Imagine having like the power to like do what he does. So Etienne, he keeps them in check, and some of the members of the group don't like that. There's this other hippie guy they call the heavy. The heavy. He's like he's always walking around with a joint in his mouth. I mean, he doesn't he flies because he has the power to fly, and he also has the power to like to just propel like an entire continent into the sky if he wanted to. And he was like,
okay,
get the fuck out of here, get off Earth. You know, he's got this crazy power. But you know, he's a chill dude, you know, just smoking his weed and chilling and flying around, like, you know. But to the United States government and other governments, he's a threat. One time they tried to give Heavy some they tried to, I think, they fired a nuke at him or something. They did something that he didn't like, and he just, like, you know, just blew up an entire town. It just took the entire town off the face of Earth and shot it into space. How you like that shit? You know, so Heavy is one of, you know, one of them is Valentina, who is a true angel, literally an angel. She's cool too, because, you know, they draw her. I love the way they draw people here like real people. Not everybody's like buff and, you know, like, you know, Cyclops and the X-Men. For some reason, is like in such great shape, and all he does is shoot beams out of his eyes. You know, how's he have to be in such great shape?
Wait, whoa! Now, he is up there in the fighting rank. I will say that. Okay, he's up there fighting wise. Yeah, Danger. He is one of the best in the. I will give him that. Right.
He does so he's shooting beams out of his eyes. You know, so.
Well, the beams are for sure his A1. You know.
Yeah. You know, but Valentina is like, you know, she's kind of thick. You know, she's a, you know, nice looking lady. But she's not your typical superhero kind of a woman. But Valentina is altruistic, just like Etienne, and she keeps Etienne in check. And she looks, you know, so there's kind of like a checks and balances kind of a thing between those two very powerful beings. You know, Etienne knows that he can't do anything to her, and he respects that. You know, he knows that she's an angel, so she's not going to do anything, you know, out of the ordinary. You know, so she's cool. United States government didn't like that shit either. One time, Valentina was at a concert, like a Woodstock Burning Man kind of a thing out in the middle of the desert or something like that. And they saw an opportunity to take out what they determined was a threat. So they dropped a fucking nuke on the concert, killing everyone there to get her. And she walks out of the fucking fallout, like, you know, naked, you know, because they burned all her clothes off. But she was pissed, unharmed, and pissed. Yeah, I forgot what she did, but she did something that wasn't very angelic to the people that dropped that bomb on her. So, but these will give you an idea of how powerful these folks are.
I like it.
Oh my God! And there's one. There was this masked all the time. The Magus. I mean, he has this thing called the pyramid, which is literally, you know, like a Ponzi scheme pyramid where you, like, you know, take people's money and shit like that. He has an energy pyramid. He builds an energy pyramid of thousands of people to feed off them, off their energy, so he can have his power. He is not himself powerful, but he figured out a way to do this. And then he's one of the other characters who he flies around. He flies around in a fucking literal pyramid too. So it's pretty cool. There's one called Matsumi. She's from Japan, and she's just like this mediocre artist that has the power to become this fucking, you know, incredibly destructive kaiju if she gets pissed off. So what you have to do is not upset her. You have to be nice to Matsumi. Oh, we love your art, Matsumi. It's just, when are you going to do another show? You know, she has a girlfriend, and Etienne has been playing with her girlfriend's mind to make sure that she can handle having such an egomaniac or weirdo as a, you know, to keep her placated. You know, he's kind of, you know, reaching in there a little bit, and he says, like, you know, would that be ethical for me to do that? I think it should be, because it will save the world. So he does that.
Oh man!
And there's another old girl from down in hell, who she made a deal with the devil. Now she's in hell, but she's kind of a loose cannon. It's really, really great. You know, I don't go to, but it's really complex. There's not a lot of fighting. You know, like the Avengers and the X-Men kind of thing. But it's a lot of talking and planning, and when shit happens, it jumps off like on a worldwide level, you know. So
okay,
a lot of complexities to this book.
Power fantasy. There's a lot. Man, I see why 16 issues, because there's a lot of. I literally pulled up all the characters so I can know who you're talking about, and I can immediately know exactly who you're talking about just based on how you describe it. They look amazing. I love the kaiju idea. I think. I love how a character just grow to a kaiju. I think that's cool. I don't know why, but
it's awesome. And she's like a neurotic kaiju. You know, you just can't, you know, you know what she's gonna like Hulk out, so to speak, you know, and become the kaiju, you know. And so later on, I won't give too many spoilers, but it really started rolling when I started picking up from issue number 10 to number 15, where I'm at now. This is 15. Yeah, 15. So I read I reread 10 through 14, and man, that's when the shit really gets good. And there's a plot afoot to take down Etienne. And we see more of Etienne's origin, and we see the results of what that plot turns into. Man, buy this fucking book. Get this fucking book if you love comic books. I know if you're already doing it, you'll stack them up and just read them, because there's going to be probably a hiatus at the very least coming up in the next couple of weeks, because it'll be either going to end or it's going to Space Case. We're talking about the power fantasy. The power fantasy. The power fantasy is and it's the shiznnizzle. I'm glad I'm glad
interesting for sure,
because it's so complex. I'm glad that I had fallen behind on it, because that gave me the chance to just catch up on it and say, like, okay, yeah, this is why people love, you know, the trades, because you can just catch up and not have to like wait for the next issue. Because I forget about what happened in the last issue. Oh yeah,
same.
Yeah,
I'll forget all the time. Yeah.
So this is such a complex thing. You know, some are simple, like I'm gonna say it's simple, but it's an easy read. Is Sick Tick. Someone's killing the children. Usually it's something. Right now they've been stuck in this Erica's upbringing, Erica's origin story for a while. So you kind of remember, oh yeah, it was Erica and her mentor at the hotel the last time, and she had to like, you know, drag her out to fight the monster because she was drunk and everything. So it's basically the same thing. But that would go. Those are definitely necessary for trades. You know, something that's killing the children books, because you know otherwise you're like, that's it, no more till next month. You know, you're like, come on, make me more. Yeah. Still well written, but just like you can tell they're dragging it on. Just dragging it out, I should say. But
man, power fantasy. It seems like the U.S. government is the main enemy. Is any other government mad at them, or is just the U.S. government?
Mainly the U.S. government, as you might figure, because they're still the superpower. But they figure, oh, we know it all. We don't fuck this angel. You know, drop the bomb on him too, and see what happens. You know, and to retaliate from them fucking up Heavy and Valentina, I think it was Etienne. That actually he has the power to like not just control you, but he can kill you. I mean, he can like you know, have like blood vessels pop in your head or some shit, just to like, you know, just
wow.
He did that to like some officials in the government that tried to kill him. So let this be a lesson to you. Don't do that again.
I thought he could just control people or change their mind. Kind of, he can do all that too. That's all that. Can the other girl do that?
No. Valentina, the angel, can't do that. I mean, she's all powerful. She can fly. You know, she's indestructible. You know, but she cannot. You know, but he talks to all of them like Professor X. You know, like She talks to everyone in their heads. You know, I can talk to one person in their head without talking to someone else in their heads. You know,
so that's crazy.
He is. It's such a layered, great book, man.
Professor X with an ego.
Professor X with ego. Much like Professor X, he is also ethical. Professor X is also ethical.
Oh, yeah. I would say that. Yeah. You did say that. He's willing to do it. He's willing to do it, though. That's the thing. This dude is willing to do it. He's willing to go that far. Professor X is never willing to go that far. This guy is willing to go as far and drink coffee at the same time.
He loves coffee. He's always getting coffee down in New York somewhere, actually, where he's from. You know, he's always getting a cup of coffee and hanging out. You know, he'll meet Valentina, and if he wants to, he can freeze time and just have everybody just like, you know, stand around while he walks around and, you know, enjoys the world without being messed with. If I had that power, oh man. And you know, even though you are ethical and you're being fair about it, there's still gonna be somebody who's gonna be a hater. There's somebody.
One person for sure.
That power. You know, I want that power.
Sure.
You know,
if you had that superpower, be real. Would you do some? Would you be evil, or would you be the villain, or would you just like be a hero? I guess.
Well, speaking personally, I'm gonna say I'll be a hero because I'll be altruistic. You know, would I be judgmental of some folks? Sure. Like, I take some people, you off to an island somewhere. This is your prison here. I wouldn't kill him. I just separate them.
You drop them off.
I drop them off, fucking Alcatraz, some goddamn where. From foreign planet.
Oh man.
I have to take all the bad people and
that's
bad
hilarious.
the planet. But who says I would have the right to do that? So
that's true. That's true. I got you. That's true. That's true. I mean, but you can change their mind to make you make them feel like you did it right.
That's so much I could go to because he's got these.
That's so crazy.
He can take like people who have already are brain dead and bring them to life, and he has them down in this this cavern in New York City where his actual body is. So his actual body is contained this giant brain. That, you can imagine, I have a brain the size of a house to control the whole world, and they guard his actual brain down.
What? Okay.
Dude,
this is more complex. This is definitely more complex than I thought you was talking about. This. I'm in. I'm in. You sold me with that one. That's crazy. Wow. All right.
Power Fantasy is probably, it wasn't my best book of last year, but it was definitely the top 4 or 5, I want to say.
I gotta get it last
year, but it was definitely one of them.
Wow.
What up, Bobby? Bobby Di La Ghetto. What's happening? Talking about the Power Fantasy. That's
what up, Bobby?
Power Fantasy. Pick it up. That's what's good.
Yeah.
Hey, don't forget to subscribe and leave a thumbs up.